This was about Sri Krishna leaving Hastinapur and going back to his own land. Okay. Now, after he has reached Dwarka, the sages and remember, we are talking about Srimad Bhagavatam. So the sages are sitting in front of the Rishi listening to the version of Srimad Bhagavatam. We should not forget this. So Suta Goswami is talking about it. I'm sure you know that. Now, this episode comes to an end where Sri Krishna has reached Dwarka. And on the other side now, the Rishi Munis are going to ask the devotees, whoever are sitting, they are going to ask about how do we progress with the story. So we come back to the original story of Parikshit. Alright. So first we have to get a background of how Parikshit happened. So let us see in this chapter how this starts. So we are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 12, the birth of Emperor Parikshit. The sage Shaunaka said, the womb of Uttara, mother of Maharaj Parikshit, was spoiled by the dreadful and the invincible Brahmastra weapon released by Ashwatthama. But Maharaj Parikshit was saved by the Supreme Lord. Getting back to where we were earlier, before Sri Krishna left, the Rishi Munis are being told, all these sages, saints who are sitting in front of Shaunaka, Suta Goswami and all, they are saying this. What are they saying? They are saying, please can you continue with the story of Parikshit. Now when this Parikshit story has to be continued, let us go back to what happened. So all the 5 children are killed of the Pandavas, and because of which Arjuna gets very angry because his wife provokes him, and he goes after Ashwatthama who has killed the children. And when he is going after Ashwatthama, Ashwatthama gets very scared. And in that fear, he releases this weapon. It's a Brahmastra, which is sure to find its mark. Alright? Now when he releases his weapon, Arjuna also has his weapon which he releases so that he can counter this other weapon that is there released by Ashwatthama. Though it is countered, but the after effects of Ashwatthama's weapons are very, very strong. They have to reach their conclusion. So it is going after the womb of Uttara. See, all the children have to be killed, remember? Right? So there is one child which is in the womb of Uttara which is still alive. It is kicking. So that child also needs to be killed. So this weapon is going towards that. Sri Krishna, which is glory, is able to stop that weapon and Uttara's womb is saved. So this is where we are. The womb of Uttara, the mother of Maharaj Parikshit, was spoiled by the dreadful and the invincible Brahmastra weapon released by Ashwatthama, but Maharaj Parikshit was saved by the Supreme Lord. So Sri Krishna is the one who ensures that nothing happens to the child. Alright? So the child is saved, but the after effects of the weapon are always going to be around. You know, whenever there is these nuclear blasts and all that, whatever that is happening in this world, have you noticed that a lot of wrong things happen after that? Means that thing which happened in Japan or currently where Ukraine is, the Chernobyl and so on and so forth, the after effects are going to be there naturally. The old Hiroshima, Nagasaki. In India, there was something which happened where it affected a lot of Indians. It is called the Bhopal gas tragedy. The Bhopal gas tragedy changed a lot of DNA structure. There is a lot of things which happened. Now we don't know about it. And in the very, very recent case, those who have taken the vaccination for COVID, all of us, those who have taken the vaccination, are affected. Didn't you notice that for 2 years I was literally down? I suffered for 2 whole years. Those things I am not even concerned with. The diseases that are connected to something which is totally different, I am not even connected with it. But the after effects are tremendous. I don't come in contact with cows and all that. But brucellosis, other people also drank the same milk, but they never got. So this is because of the after effects. And today that problem is still there. I cannot get out of that problem. Brucellosis and the microbacteriums that are there. There is nothing I can do. I have to live with it. All because of the after effects of what has happened. And this is what we need to understand. That any action that you perform, suppose you perform an action, and the action is you are saying some words from your mouth. These words you may think will not find their mark. So you call somebody and you say that this person is like this and like that and bad and whatnot, and you may feel, oh, I said it as a joke, or I have done something wrong. I am sorry about it. Does sorry remove the weapon? What you have already uttered, can it be retracted back? The answer is, when the words leave your mouth, they cannot be retracted. You cannot say sorry. You cannot retract your actions. Actions are already performed. So in this world, you have to be very careful whereas your actions are concerned. What you say, what you do, how you live in this world has got a lot of after effects in it. So be very careful how you react to a situation. First and foremost, the blame game. You are like this, you are like that, you are the worst creature on earth. We love to talk about others. The child, let us say I am talking to a child and you are calling him, you are such a stupid person, you don't do studies, this, that, all those things. Now what happens to the child? The child gets affected by it very badly. The child retains it as a memory and says, you know what? I am an idiot. I am stupid. People call me that. What has the child done? It is becoming a martyr. You understand what martyrdom is? I am the worst creature on earth. My husband doesn't treat me nicely. I am like this only. I am the worst person. I have to be treated like this because, I am like that. I am like this. I never learned. I am, kind of blame game that we do on ourselves. No, I will not do this. After this, I will not do that. This is called martyrdom. That person is abusing. You are accepting that abuse. Somebody is abusing you. You are accepting that abuse. And that abuse, you become a martyr. Do you understand? Actions are always going to lead to karma. So kindly understand, detachment is the word. What is the word? Be detached. You just have to be your good self. Listening to other people, what they say and what they do, or how you take it, is not important. Taking it is not important. Being your good self is important. So what is it that you got to do? You got to practice to be good. So how do you think Krishna withdrew the weapon? You got to think about this. How did Krishna withdraw the weapon? Your answer, you will wonder, but that weapon could have destroyed the child, no? Yes, of course. But why did Krishna withdraw the weapon? The answer lies in the fact, only when you are devoted to Sri Krishna, number 1 point, you have to have the highest devotion for Sri Krishna. Number 2, you have to surrender to him. You have to tell Krishna, Krishna, please save me. Do you understand? When you say the words to Krishna, then Krishna will save you. There are great idiots in this world. You know what they say? Are Krishna is God, he knows everything. He will anyway save me. Till the prayers are not heard, Krishna will not do anything. Do you remember a similar story before this? The story of Draupadi. Draupadi had to call out to Krishna when her Vastraharan was happening. You know what Vastraharan is, isn't it? Huh? Her clothes were getting removed in front of all the courtiers over there. The entire Pandavas and the Kauravas, they were removing her clothes, isn't it? And she called out to Sri Krishna. When you call out to Sri Krishna, please remember Sri Krishna will come. But he is not going to do anything if you are not going to give him the charge. So you have to surrender 100%. The moment she says, this izzat is not in my hands, it is in your hands. And if something happens to me, it is you who will be shamed, not me. So here, the sari is yours. The clothes are yours. You do what you want. But till she is holding on and saying, don't remove it, don't remove it, don't remove it, that is 50% partnership. Have you understood this or no? People have this partnership. They think they can be partners with God. No. You don't have control over anything. You should know that. You have to completely surrender. It is because Uttara surrenders to Sri Krishna completely. Is there a choice in her life? She understands there is no choice. In my life, there is no choice. So better I surrender to Sri Krishna completely. And that is the reason why Parikshit is saved. He is the son of Uttara. How was the great emperor Parikshit, who is highly intelligent and great devotee, born in that womb? How did his death take place and what did he achieve after his death? So these people who are listening to this story are asking the question, can you please tell us how he was born? Why was he born in her womb? Why did he, come to this particular point where he puts the snake around you remember the story now. Do I have to repeat chapter 1? No. So all that happened. Why did it happen? And how did he die? Can you please tell us that? So, We all respectfully want to hear about Maharaj Parikshit, to whom Sukdev Goswami imparted transcendental knowledge. Please speak on this matter. So all the sages are saying, we want to know how Parikshit was responsible. He was responsible for giving us the great Srimad Bhagavatam from the mouth of Sukdev. You remember, no, now? Sukdev, Sutta Goswami, all that thing, story? Yes. So, verse 4 says, Sri Sutta Goswami said, Emperor Yudhishthir administered generously to everyone during his reign. He was exactly like his father. He had no personal ambition and was freed from all sort of sense gratification. Because of his continuous service unto the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, verse 5, news even reached the celestial planets about Maharaj Yudhishthir's worldly possessions, the sacrifices by which he would attain a better destination, his queen, his stalwart brothers, his extensive land, his sovereignty over the planet Earth, and his fame, etc. Verse 6, O Brahmanas, the opulence of the king was so enchanting that the denizens of heaven aspired for it, but because he was absorbed in the service of the Lord, nothing could satisfy him except Lord's services. Now let us come back to the story where Yudhishthir has taken charge of his kingdom. So he has taken over Hastinapur. And he is a very benevolent king. He does all that is required from a king to perform the best of the activities over there. So he was a great administrator. He was a great ruler. He sent his younger brother out in the world with the Ashwamedh Yagyas to be performed. He gathered a lot of land. The land from Indonesia on one side to Syria on the other side. Can you imagine how big the land is? That entire thing was called the Bharatvarsha. Today, we don't have Bharatvarsha. We have India. India is a small country now. Indonesia, Myanmar, Singapore, Cambodia, all these, Laos, all these countries are now different countries, Thailand and all. And on this side we have Pakistan and Afghanistan, and all these countries were part of India in the old times. So it's not India, it is Bharatvarsha. So Bharatvarsha was a massive nation. He sent his brothers to all the parts of the world so that nobody can challenge him. So he became the emperor. And he ruled the kingdom very nicely. It was a rich place, full of gems and diamonds and this and that, and the whole place was very beautiful. It is believed that today's Delhi is there, was the ancient Hastinapur. It is believed. Some people believe that. The condition of Delhi today and the condition of Hastinapur then is a very big difference. Won't you agree? We were a very rich nation, having all the things that we require in our world. Even the gods in the heaven were jealous of Yudhishthir. Because Yudhishthir had so many things, so much to, and everybody was happy in his kingdom. So they were also jealous of him. The denizens of heavens also aspired for it. They also wanted to be in place of Yudhishthir. I also want to rule this country. You see, you also have your ambition. No, I want to do this, I want to do that. Even the gods have this ambition. The gods want to rule this kingdom of Yudhishthira also. But how was Yudhishthira? Yudhishthira was lost in the service of the Lord continuously. So he would perform all kinds of spiritual practices. Everything. What is a spiritual practice, you may ask? A spiritual practice starts early in the morning. Getting up early in the morning is a spiritual practice. It is not connected to the body. It is not connected to the physical body. Your physical body is a lump of clay. You know, when you get as if some giant is waking up. Your legs are paining, your hands are paining, you just got up from a dream and I don't know. Your talk is also like this, like a slow motion and all that. Do you get up? Yes! Like this, or do you get up like that? How do you get up in the morning? Ask yourself. You don't even get up properly. And then when you get up, what happens to you? What is this? After full 8-10 hours of sleep, you are getting up and you are still doing the stretches. My body is aching. And you are going to the bathroom and you are looking at your monkey face. You are literally falling into the sink trying to brush your teeth. Has it ever occurred to you that you are such a lazy bone that after a big rest you are still wanting another rest? So your daily activities have to start afresh. Those who have done the course with me, Way of Life, don't you remember I told you all very clearly that these are the new cells which have taken birth in your body? Don't remember? When the baby wakes up, it is fully hyperactive. Have you seen a baby getting up? It is super active. I want milk, I want milk, I want milk, I want milk. It's always doing this. It is not standing in front of the sink and saying, I am brushing my teeth. First, no teeth. No brushing teeth also. But it is hyperactive. You are tired. The baby is super active. In your future life also, when you are 30, 40, 50, you are like a slow motion. After getting up also, breakfast or tea or whatever that you have to do, I will have tea. Sir, you have brushed your teeth. Your normal human activities also you don't do. To make tea for your own self also is a painful activity. You know, in Americas and Europes and all these foreign countries, you don't need a decoction. You go push one button, beep. Keep one cup below it and one coffee will come. And you are standing over there. And then you say, if I take coffee, I am going to get my kick. Then I will be alive. Till that time you are dead. And breakfast. Take one dabba from there, pour it, pour cold milk in it and eat. That is your breakfast. You can't make breakfast. Have you seen all South Indians? Early morning, 4 o'clock, they will get up, rangoli, this thing, that thing, and idli, dosa, whatever, sambar, everything is going on, that machine. But nowadays, these people have become lazy. Go to that place, man, and buy that packet of, dosa batter. Even that dosa batter, you have to make dosa. Today, the world is like, beep, 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 beep. I'll get one dosa to eat. Lazy bones. Activity of your life has to be good. From morning to night. You have to be dynamic in your world. You can't be having like that kind of a day. Afternoon you take rest. I don't know whether you remember what happens in the afternoon. The cells of yours are going to the peak by 10 and 11 in the morning. They require food by 12. So when you give them food, They will stop the outside activity. They will say, now my job is to digest the food. Did I not tell you? That is the time you feel that little, you can sleep like that little 15 minutes. That's all it requires. 15 minutes, half an hour, that's a break. Even the Japanese, they will put their head down and sleep, no? Chinese also do that. Do you do? Guruji, I get up at 11 o'clock only. My cells, I don't know whether I have cells or I have chargeable batteries. See, the battery is not even charged at 11 o'clock in the morning. When did you have your lunch? 3, 4. What about breakfast? Who has the time for breakfast? When did you have tea? 11 o'clock. I got up 11 o'clock, I had tea. Sir, it is time for me to cook my food and give you food 12 o'clock. So Parikshit, think about it. There are how many thousands of people working in that place? Tens of thousands of people are there in the kitchen and all the gardens and all that. They are working, isn't it? Now imagine the king only is waking up at 11 o'clock in the morning. What is going to happen? All those cooks are going to become worse than the king, no? Or no? So who is your cook and who is your downline? Your children. You yourself don't get up. Children are going to be waking up late only. Who is responsible for all the diseases in the children then? They are going to have dementia. They are going to have all this kind of, blood pressure, this thing, that thing. Who is responsible for that? You. So you have to set an example. Yudhishthir set an example by being the best version. He was involved in all the activities. He will visit the stables also. He will see how the horses are performing. He will go to the place where all the elephants were there. He will take a walk down the gardens. There will be a lot of people who will come to him for judgment. Oh, my wife, she doesn't cook anything for me. King, what am I supposed to do? Somebody will come up with a complaint like this, no or no? So some woman will come. This fellow is always drinking, doesn't do anything. That complaint. So these are the things which a king has to manage. Finances, armory, all the horses, the stables and all those things. Right or wrong? Now, how many ambassadors will be visiting? This king is there like you. You are a king like you. Why is he coming so early in the morning? Tell him I am not available. You are like this. Okay, Mr. Zelensky is coming to see you and you are saying, who has got the time for Zelensky? Let him go, get lost. You think Putin can do that? Or Donald Trump can do that? I am amazed at these people, how they work. You see, after running the whole country, making so many laws and this and that, he has got time for his family also. And he goes and plays golf also. In your world, I don't have the time to go and play only. You don't do anything the whole week and then you will say, I don't have time for even playing. This king of United States, he has got time for everything, including going and playing and including doing his tweets. What? You can't even send one Twitter note. People do it in their sleep. Oh, one line. A tweet which is done by one Donald Trump can change the course of this earth. You know this or no? And your one tweet is going to do what? Put you back to sleep. You cannot become a world leader if you are going to write some nonsense over there. Learn to be a leader. Learn to be Yudhishthir. You are becoming like a chaprasi. Oh, Guruji, I told I am supposed to put a tweet in that. Okay. Otherwise, that fellow will shout at me, no? I will put one tweet. You are talking like this. That means you don't want to be a leader. If you are not a leader, your children are going to be chaprasis like you only. Working for some company. Yes, boss. Yes, boss. Yes, boss. They'll polish their shoes. Don't. Understand who you are. If you want to change yourself, start becoming a leader. So Yudhishthir is not an insignificant person. Yudhishthir doesn't say, the whole world knows who I am. No. His newspapers will go out, no? Or no? Like that. Okay? Yudhishthir did this, Yudhishthir did that. Then only the world will know. Otherwise, how will the world know? And what you are doing? I cleaned the toilets, but I didn't tell anybody. Boss, you want to be the king, no? Even if you sneeze, the world should know. He is playing golf. Tung, tung. The whole world comes to know. Oh, he has got time for golf also. He doesn't run the country. Boss, he is a person who is running everything. You are shameless people. You are writing all nonsense about him. He works for, 20, 22 hours a day. You people, 22 minutes also you don't work. I think we all have to learn from Yudhishthir how to be the good king. And on top of it, he doesn't attribute anything to himself. He is very clear. I am running this country for Krishna only. Krishna has given me this land. I have to be the best administrator in the world. If I am the best administrator in the world, the one word from Krishna, you are a great king, is all that I care for. That is my Nobel Prize. That is the best award that I can ever get. That is why nothing could satisfy him except Lord's service. Lord's service is when you serve the world. Are these great leaders serving the world? I want you to think very carefully. Make America great again. Is he saying these words? Is he trying to save all that money that is going to the stupid people in the world who don't deserve it? Is he trying to cut down on the expenses? Learn to appreciate that. Got it? Somebody is cleaning the Ganga, somebody is cleaning the Yamuna, somebody is doing something. You should be happy about it. Don't keep on pointing fingers and saying, go drink water from the Ganga. Sir, to manage such a huge crowd, 45, 50 crore people, is not a joke. What is 50 crores? 500 million. Is it a joke? Sir, it is beyond the population of United States. So many people came in 30 days or 45 days to take a dip in the Ganga. Naturally, it is going to become dirty. It's our job to ensure that cleanliness is there. It is every citizen's duty, isn't it? So they are doing this activity. We have to appreciate it. So you will find that Yudhishthir has to be appreciated. But Yudhishthir has to say to everybody, I am doing this. See, as a Guruji, I am not going to say, I want money to build a temple. I am not going to say that. But it is Rajma's job to do that. Do you understand? She has to continue. She is not doing it for her father, mother, brother, sister, husband, wife, this, that. No. She is doing it for Sri Krishna. So she is allowed to do that, and she is supposed to tom-tom about it. She is supposed to tell, I did this, I am going to do this. She is supposed to keep on telling the world about it. That is who Donald Trump is, isn't it? He is telling the whole world, see, I wrote this. See, look at my signature. See, like this signature. Yesterday he has gone and done something nobody in the world has ever done. He has taken over departments of the United States which nobody can even think of taking over. He used a very narrow section of the Constitution and just signed on the document, and from tomorrow onwards, the Department of Justice, this one, that one, everything will have to report to him. Nobody can take it for granted. And the same thing here also in India we have done. Oppositions are going to be there, doesn't mean anything. So here is a lesson in politics also. So Yudhishthir was a great king, spiritually and politically also. So always be very good at your job. The job has been given to you by Sri Krishna, not to just say, okay, I'm so tired, I don't know what to do, I am taking rest. Have you heard of Narendra Modi saying, I want to take some rest? Does Narendra Modi take rest? Have you seen that? He's always working. You people, I'm so tired. You have not done anything. Not even this much amount of job. And you are tired. My back is hurting. My hands are paining. My brain is not toasted. I can't do this. I can't do that. How are you going to take big decisions? One country is bombing another country. How will you take that decision? If you say, oh, I got a stinking headache, I have got to take some rest. The world is crumbling around you and you are saying you got pain in your head. You are a worse person then. In the worst circumstances, to perform is the job of a king. I hope you understand my lessons. And now count yourself where you are. Are you ever going to be that king, or you are going to be that chaprasi in not even somebody who is going to clean the toilets over there? Understand this. This is a lesson in how to be a king. O son of Bhrigu, Chaunaka, when the child Parikshit, the great fighter, was in the womb of the mother Uttara and was suffering from the burning heat of the Brahmastra thrown by Ashwatthama, he could observe the Supreme Lord coming to him. He, the Lord, the only thumb high, but he was all transcendental. He had a beautiful blackish infallible body, and he wore a dress of lightning yellow and a helmet of blazing gold. Thus he was seen by the child. The Lord was enriched with 4 hands, earrings and molten gold, and eyes blood red and fury, as he loitered about, his club constantly encircling him like a shooting star. The Lord was thus engaged in vanquishing the radiation of Brahmastra. Just as the sun evaporates a drop of dew, he was observed by the child, who thought about who he was. Here, Sri Krishna enters the womb of Uttara. Now I want you to think about it. If Sri Krishna is entering the womb of Uttara, do you think Uttara is also the mother of Sri Krishna or no? So he was like a small baby inside with his 4 arms. And with his weapons he is pushing all those radiations away. Like that. So Sri Krishna is guarding the baby. Imagine, he is guarding the baby inside the womb. Can you think God can take care of even the unborn? Does it ever occur to you this? This is the most wonderful thing on earth. And believe me, it is a wonderful occasion to celebrate, because Parikshit can also see him. The Lord is all over the womb and he is killing all those radiations that are coming in. What is the significance of this? The significance of this is that when God wants to protect, He can go to any extent to protect. But you have to be the best devotee in the world. You have to serve Him. You have to take His name constantly. Somebody was asking, if I wish to have Sri Krishna as my husband, but can I pray to Shiva also to have him as my husband? You got to have single pointed devotion, no? I mean, in this material world also, you want to have two husbands, is it? No. Only one. Your devotion has to be only for one, not to hundreds. So Sri Krishna is the supreme controller of this universe. He can do whatever he feels like. So he can enter the womb also. He can become big, he can become small, he can do whatever he feels like. So Parikshit can see him saving him from all these astra shastra and all that things. A similar situation arose way back in time. And there was sensitization of blood. And there was a lot of things which went wrong. All the tests which were not done. And the only resort that was left was Kalpana went to Sai Baba and told him, I want you to save this child. I don't care how it is done. And the baby was born. The doctor said, the first thing that the doctor said was, how is it that this baby is okay? Because, by the way, you are not allowed in India to know the sex of the child and all that. I am sure you know this, isn't it? So even after doing all that, ultrasound and this and that, there was no way of knowing whether the baby is going to be okay or not. But think about it like this. The sages and the saints are the representation of the God also. Please remember this. So if Sri Krishna could go inside the womb of Uttara and save Parikshit, do you think that the sages and the saints also can't do that? They are also there. They are representing him. So then these radiations, what are these radiations? Radiations are all the wrong things in the world that happen. They are the demonic forces. Demonic forces. There is a lot of thing which happens within your body which is not understood by you. Someday I will tell you how it works. But as of today, please understand that anything that you do has got a lot of significance. Even taking the name of God, Sri Krishna, is changing a lot of things in the world which you cannot understand. So don't try to, think, oh, nothing is happening. What nothing is happening? Sri Krishna does it very surreptitiously. Nobody comes to know about it. And that is how he was going around in all the womb over there, right? Hey, kidhar hai? Hey, where are you? Where are you? And he's taking care of all those the wrong things that were around over there. The Lord was thus engaged in vanquishing the radiation of the Brahmastra. Just as the sun evaporates a drop of dew, he was observed by the child who thought about who he saw. So Sri Krishna is there inside. Remember, he is dark in color with a yellow color garment. So he is doing the saving thing. So we have come to the end of verse 10. We will stop over here. Next week onwards, we will see what happens to this story. All right?
Recording stopped.